Hey guys, what's up? Today I got a RU match against RU Brown XP. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a really good match. The only problem is, as you can see here, he has 3 illegal Pokemon. I told him, and yeah, he didn't know. So, I saw it and I'm like, crap, I'm probably gonna lose. But you know what? Let's just have a battle. Let's have fun. Whatever. And it turned out, as I said, to be a really great match. So I'm going to leave my Kangaskhan. He's going to leave with Donphan, which gave me a lot of problems because, as you saw, my team doesn't really have any... I have good special attackers, but no good water or grass attacks that aren't going to get OHKO'd by his Earthquake, which is going to outspeed because Lantern is slow as shit. So yeah, I'm just like, how the fuck am I going to kill this? This is going to be brutal. But, you'll see what happens later on. Leading from the Kangaskhan, as I said, fake out just to break sturdy. It ends up not mattering because after I sub, he's got full health anyways. He's going to set up the rocks, and he's going to break my sub with Earthquake as I go for the Focus Punch. Return would do like 3 base power more than Focus Punch, but I figured if you wanted to switch into something, then Focus Punch would be a surprise. I don't know, whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna go to my Claydol to take the Earthquake. He's gonna predict that and go with the Ice Shard. He's gonna get a crit, but this is my bold max defense one, so it sort of didn't really matter. Claydol doesn't really play a huge part. It is important, but not really that huge. Anyways, so yeah, I'm going to predict to switch into Charizard and go with the Shadow Ball. I really wish I had Toxic. I think I'm going to put Toxic on instead of Shadow Ball, because Shadow Ball is really not that useful. It's only really for, like, Mismagius and, like, Haunter, but I almost never see them, and, they're not that big of a deal. I was going to go for the rocks here, but he's going to flinch me with the Air Slash, which is like, fuck. So, yeah, I'm going to go out into my Lantern, who's going to resist the Air Slash and threaten with the Water-type move. Again, I'm wishing this was my different Lantern, because I have one with 3 attacks, one of which being Ice Beam, because I knew for a fact he'd go into his Tropius here to take the Scald, or, I'd go for the Toxic. It's going to work out just as good for him, actually even better, because, Scald would have done some damage, Toxic does absolutely nothing. But yeah, if I had Ice Beam, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, he's going to go into Tropius, and I'm just kicking myself because I don't have Ice Beam on this one. So that really sucked. But yeah, I'm going to switch out into my Scyther to take the Energy Ball. He's actually going to go for the Leech Seed, which is kind of but not really. I was sort of, I don't know, I don't think I should have brought Scyther, because I'm like, he's not really that great. I brought Claydol specifically because I brought Scyther, but Scyther, I don't know, he didn't really impress me in this battle. Maybe it's just because the only Pokemon he fought was Donphan. But yeah, no, I don't know. I'm probably not going to use him for a while. I don't know. So yeah, he's going to go on Donphan. He's going to take that Aerialist pretty well. I was thinking he might overpredict and go for the Earthquake, just in case I go into like Lantern or something. I don't know. He's going to go for the Ice Shard, safe, whatever. I'm going to die. Not like it would have mattered. I would have had to spin to get him to switch back in anyways, and even then, could have just went into his Donphan again and taken whatever move I would have went for. So I'm going to go to my Gardevoir here. I'm going to trace his Sturdy, which doesn't matter because, he has Rocks up, so it's like already too late. And I'm actually going to go for the Trick, because this is actually a Choice Scarfed Gardevoir. I looked at his base stats, and I'm like, that's actually pretty good. I mean, again, it's a special version of Gallade, and I love Scarfed Gallade, so why not, right? Yeah, the only problem is this actually has Psyshock, which makes it, like, not great to handle Donphan. As I was explaining earlier, nothing was really able to really take it out that well. So I'm going to go for the Trick and get a Choice Specs back. I'm like, oh, right, he didn't have Life Orb, so that kind of sucks. But in Gen 5, if you Trick and you get a Choice item back, you're not locked in as Trick. So that's good. So I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt. I don't know if he knew that or not. But yeah, I figured I could take the Fire Blast. I mean, I got natural special defense. So that's good. I do. I'm going to go into my Claydol here, predicting the Earthquake. If he had one for the Icicle Crash or Ice Shard, I'm like, whatever, because it's kind of pseudo fodder. But he switches out, so I'm like, he's definitely choiced. Like, it's obvious that he's choice, and he wouldn't really be scarfed. I'm like, if he's scarfed, that's weird because, you know, Bandit is much more popular because Ice Shard is priority anyways, and Mamoswine's already fairly fast. I mean, base 80 speed, that's pretty good. So yeah, I was counting on him being banded. He's going to go in his Miltank. He's going to Toxic me as I set up rocks and spin away his, because I figure, yeah, it's nice to not have them up on the field anymore. There was really nothing else I could do. I kind of wanted my Claydol as fodder at this point. It got up rocks, and it couldn't really do anything to anybody else because it doesn't have Toxic. And yeah, so I'm just letting it die here. I get the special defense drop. I was kind of half hoping he'd go for the Milk Drank, and I'd actually go do more damage on the next Earth Power, but he's just going to go for the Seismic Toss. It's going to take out my last 6 HP, and down goes my Claydol. So I'm thinking I can go into my Primeape here, and I'm going to threaten with a close combat. It's going to do quite a lot of damage to basically everything on his team. He's going to stay in. I don't know if he was over-predicting or what, but as I said, I just went for close combat. I figure I can 2-hit KO Tropius, even though he resists it. So that's not really a big deal. But yeah, he's going to go into his Donphan now, and I'm like, I know I can't really do anything to it, and I got my defenses lowered. So I'm going to go to Gardevoir. He's going to actually set up Stealth Rocks, which is really key, because if he had attacked, I would have been like totally screwed. Totally screwed. But he goes for the rocks, which just makes me glad I spun them, because, you know, that let me get Gardevoir in here safely. I figure I can live an Ice Shard, because judging from the damage that my Kangaskhan was failing to do to it, it's like max defense, impish, max HP, probably. So I lived the Ice Shard with quite a bit of health. I mean, I only did about 50, so, you know, did 2/3 of my remaining life. Gonna get the trick off. I'm actually kind of glad I tricked his Charizard, because now his Donphan has Specs and not Scarf. Scarf would have been, well, I mean, it's Ice Shard's got priority anyways, but I'm glad it wasn't a Scarf, because he probably could have went for the Earthquake there. Yeah. So I'm going to go to my Primeape, and I am going to hit it with an Ice Punch. Well, he just Ice Shards me. I know I can take, you know, 3 or 4 of those at least. And this Ice Punch does about 40%. I figure, alright, next hit should KO. It would be nice if it will. Please. Please. And it's actually not going to kill. But he forgets Frozen. And I'm just like, whatever, no big deal. I mean, another Ice Shard at another 60-70 damage wouldn't be too big of a deal, and it's actually not. But yeah, he's gonna go to Mamoswine here. I'm thinking he's gonna wanna Earthquake me because, you know, Ice Shard probably won't do enough. I probably should have went into my Lantern as fodder because he still does have Tropius, and Lantern is like useless against Tropius, like completely, and Kangaskhan would have been some help. But I figured maybe I can live the Earthquake. If he's Scarfed, I might be able to, but I don't. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's banded. I mean, again, there's no real point to have speed with priority, so it's like, you know, it's probably banded. So he is banded, and I'm gonna just take him out with a close combat. And that's going to be good night Primeape. He is going to go into his Tropius here because it's a, you know, direct counter, resists my move that I'm locked into. And yeah, it can threaten me with an Air Slash. So I'm going to switch out. I was thinking he'd probably go for the Energy Ball, predicting that because Energy Ball would probably kill from that range with the defense drop. Special defense drop, yeah, I was right by saying that. He's gonna hit me with a crit. I don't think it really mattered because he probably would have outsped me, and even if he did, I mean, like, all I could do is really hit him with a Scald, which is like, so what? But I go back into Primeape. I am going to lock myself into Ice Punch now and take out his Tropius, no problem. Quad weak, all that good stuff. And yeah, so now all it's got left is this Braviary. I was kind of thinking this whole match, I'm like, eesh. Yeah, but I'm actually going to outspeed him. I'm going to go for the Ice Punch, and he's going to die. But if you actually notice, did you see the level? Yeah, he did. You see here? we were laughing about this. And then I told him that I was banded, and he's like, damn, I could have won. And then I told him at this point that, you know, he had a bunch of UU Pokemon, and he's like, oh, right. But yeah, it was a good match, and as you can see here, we were talking about how he did a sucker for Jessica, where he had a level 25 Pokemon that actually evolves at level 54. So yeah, that was the battle. Like I said, it was really fun. I did come out on top despite him having 3 UUs. He would have beat me if he was, had this level 100 Braviary, but that's the breaks when you screw up with Pokesav or Pokegen, whatever one. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys later. Peace.